Good morning, everyone. It's been a few days. I hope you guys have seen that last video pulling the Westy engine. Today though, I think what we're gonna do is over there, this box, we're gonna take those boxes apart and then we can go ahead and put some stuff on the Subaru engine. We can line up, get a game plan going, and yeah, so pretty stoked. And we'll see where this goes today. All right, well, we got the flywheel, carrier bar, exhaust, heat shield, miscellaneous parts. Then we have a gasket and a new throttle cable. That's everything we got so far. I think we'll go ahead and maybe we'll install this flywheel and I don't know what else. So to remove our torque converter, which is this big blue thing, this cap normally falls right inside here. There's a little slit here. I know it's hard to see because there's no light, but a little slit. Then what you do, these bolts, you can see they're threaded in from the back. That's how you're gonna locate or get to them, is through the back here. And then you just spin the torque converter until this bolt, that one, and then there should be one more on the other side. Until they have all gotten to that point and you've taken them out, then this whole thing will just come off. But you got to remove this first. Super simple, you just pull it up, it comes right out. So I don't know exactly what size. I'm gonna guess a 12, so I'm gonna go grab a 12 and we're gonna start take that up. All right, so our torque converter is off. This is where we're going to be putting that flywheel. If you remember those tiny holes in it, that's where these bolts are going to go through. So, pardon me, we're going to have to take that off, and then we'll put the torque or the flywheel on, and we can move this out of the way. So, let's get to it. Got the manual, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the adapter plate, clutch, and flywheel, which is what we first were working on. Well, this shit's confusing. Okay, so they're telling me right here to put the adapter plate on, right? Well, in this photo, you can see two bolts, one right there, one right there, but the photo's cut off, so I can't see below that. They're telling me put these 4 bolts in here, 1, 2, right, and then 3, 4. But there is nowhere on the bottom for me to put it, and on the photo I can only see these 2 up top. I think I need to remove these. All right, real quick, how to remove these: you're gonna take 2 nuts, put them on, and then you're gonna tighten this one down, and then you're gonna tighten this one up against it. And so now I can turn this, and it's going to loosen that dowel. There we go. And then you're just gonna take these off after. But that's how you remove these. It's also how you put them on. All right, now I've got these 4 on. They need to be torqued to 40 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna go grab my torque wrench and we'll torque those down to 40. Next, it's wanting us to go ahead and install these. All right, all 4 or 3 are now in there. Let's see what our next step is. Okay, install 8 flywheel bolts provided, tighten in a cross pattern and torque to factory specs. So it looks like we are now installing the flywheel. All right, flywheel's now on. Torqued it down to 55, between 51 and 55 foot-pounds. I set it at 53. So yeah, then that's not done. Found the heat shield. So these numbers here are correlating to the letters that I found on those things earlier. So what we're gonna do is we'll go starting with 1, and we'll just go down from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the back here, so those studs are going to be going through the timing belt cover. So if I remove one and then put the thing in, that's how we're going to do it. So it's going to be remove one, put it in, remove one, put it in. We'll just go all the way around wherever they tell us to. Alright, I just want to give an update real quick. So I just did 5, so now I'm going to do 7. It's really easy. So you just look here, 7 is D. You find D. And then the torque specs for D is 10 foot-pounds. So then I'm gonna look on here. This one's gonna be D. So I'm gonna unscrew it, put this in, go to 10 foot-pounds, call it a day. So I've gotten these 5 done so far. Almost done here. Just got a few left. There we go. I just had to, hit it with my hand a couple times. Put this on there. I'm a little annoyed that that's not entirely center. Even if it is over to the side, it's low, but whatever, that's fine. It's just a hole. Yeah, so that is now gonna be like that. And then these washers, screws, or bolts, nuts, Jesus, washers and nuts will go on here. I know the washer goes on the back. I think there's only enough washers to have on the back and then the nuts on the front. But yeah, so that's that. That's going to be our heat shield. So the exhaust mounts right up here. So the reason we have this is to try and keep this plastic from melting. So I need to mount the power steering, which is going to sit right here. And I can't do that. Well, I could put the power steering on, but then I wouldn't be able to put the belt on because this is now in the way. So that's fine. We'll take this off, put the power steering. I still have to actually disconnect it from the Subaru. And then we can put it on and put the belt on. I am getting rid of the AC just because I'm in a big van. There's not really a point for AC. Also, I'm not even sure the thing has AC. Let's get the power steering and the alternator, and let's get those on with the belt. So that way we can get the heat shield mounted up, and then hopefully our engine will be almost fully complete. All right, so we got the bracket out, so it's gonna go right there. Have to remove the bolts. Yeah, so we'll go right there. So let's go ahead and we'll attach that. Got the alternator on, got the bracket on. I do have to find this bolt down here. All right, so I need to go figure out what to do with the power steering because the power steering sits right here and this goes onto the tensioner, which is right here. So apparently my camera was not recording that entire time. But so I got the power steering on. It's got a bolt back there. And then there's a bolt underneath here and a bolt right here. Then once that's on, you can go ahead, you can put the belt. Belt goes in this path right here. I had to clear this. That's why we had to do this all before. So that way my heat shield can now go on. And then you take, there's a long bolt right here. This is gonna go through to the back side of the alternator right here. Once that's tight, then you can tighten this top one and that will start pulling the alternator up, which will bring tension to these 3 points. There we have it. So it is all mounted up. And if we spin this around a little bit more, there we have our flywheel and our adapter plate. That's looking good. Alternator's on, power steering's on. So I think what I'm gonna do right now is we'll go ahead and I'll hook up the old wiring like coil pack. So put the coil pack on, put the these wires down on it, and then, oh, you know what? I can also add this on top to make it look pretty. So I can do that real quick. So I'm gonna do all that, and I'll be back in a little bit. So this is my reversed coolant manifold, which involves me. This engine is right next to me. There it is, yeah, so you guys can kind of see it. I have to take off the entire intake on it, which is a lot more work than I was wanting in what I had known. I didn't know that this was going underneath. I thought this was just something that we were bolting on. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna split this into 2 videos. Prepping the engine's taking longer than I thought, and that's why we were doing it this way. Also, this is really cold. It's snowing again, so welcome to Colorado. 90 degrees one day, snowing the next. Anyways, all right, so yeah, this video, guys, we got the heat shield on, the clutch, flywheel, things like that. We are going to be purchasing a new clutch. I'm already here, it's already out, let's just do it right now. So yeah, that I have to wait to ship to me, so we can't really do that part either. Also, I'm still waiting on the transmission to be done. Definitely taking longer than I thought, so I'm a little annoyed on that, but it's okay. If you guys are doing this, definitely read the manual before you start digging in. It's just, manual is a huge help. Probably should read the instructions. I never did when I was playing with Legos as a kid, so why start now, right? Anyways, yeah, so a lot going on. I do think after we have all this done, we are gonna be on a pause due to waiting on parts and waiting on the transmission to be done, waiting on the wiring harness to be done. So we might try and get one of these motorcycles looking a little prettier, try and work on that. Because it is almost spring, which means riding season. So yeah, so stay tuned, guys. There might be a week or 2 that I don't get a video out for this, so I'm sorry on that. But we are getting somewhere, which is nice. So super stoked. Thank you all so much, and go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I will be posting right here the last video, and right there is going to be there, I don't know where I'm even out on the camera right now. Somewhere over here is going to be the subscribe button. So if you haven't hit that already, go ahead and hit that. Watch that video from last week. We pulled the van engine, so definitely go check those out, and I'll see you all later.